I have the best Dixie chart in the entire internet, and here it is. And if you don't believe me, just wait. Watch. You will agree, and if you don't agree, then you are wrong. It's funny because it's true. Okay, so this is what's happening with Dixie. It is in a 12-year or 13, almost 13-year, almost 14, I guess, a 13-year obvious trading channel with obvious highs, obvious lows, obvious points of control. You will not find this on anybody else's YouTube channel on the whole internet, unless they copied off of me, most likely. I don't think you'll find it, though. This is Dixie. Copy the chart, unless you are a content creator. Seriously, freaking. So I'm on the weekly. Yeah, I could probably do it on the 5-day. 2-day? 2-day chart? Yep, 2-day chart will get it done. So this is the 2-day chart. So the easiest way to do it is to focus on this part. That gets the point of control. Everything else is perfectly parallel to it. That's it. Start with the point of control, though, if you're going to copy it. All right, and I'm telling you, if you pay attention to this chart, you want it like this. And if you just feel that's too busy, well, then you could put everything in a damn folder, and then just hide it all. Oh, wait. I didn't know you could do that. I thought you had to go up here to do that. Huh. All right, now let's zoom into this bad boy. Now that we understand that I have the best Dixie chart on the internet. Undeniably, 1035 has to be hit. Actually, I haven't confirmed that. Did it use this as resistance? Yes, it had. Yeah, so 1035 has to be hit. It can go as high as this before it hits it. It can hit a 45-degree angle to, if you do a prairie dog, go above Earth, so here's underground on the tunnels, go above the resistance, peek above, now look left. That's the local high. At 45-degree angle, project your tool, because it went below it's not an origin line, but same kind of rules. When below it, use it as resistance, has not touched the next one down, that's as high as it can go. It won't go above there. All right? With a high likelihood. Does it have permission? Does it have permission? No, it doesn't. Can it? Is it possible? Yes. Just like if you have a 98% chance of living during birth control. So a lot of it's like 99%. I mean, it still happens. Here's a joke. You might not like this joke during a Dixie formal. I'm even dressed nicely, but whatever. The only birth control that is a 100% deal is when a guy wears socks with sandals. Only way. When I heard that joke, I thought it was funny. I remembered it. There you go. I've already drawn from Discord community back here. So I did this a couple days ago, what I thought it would do. Yeah, it's going to hit there. How it behaves there, I don't know, but you're almost definitely, it's very, very likely going to bounce. But does it charge up and out? Does it stay sideways for 2 years? How long did it go sideways here? Look. I don't know. It doesn't look very long, but I bet it's like 5 years or something like that. Nope, it's only 2 years. So that's 2 years, almost 800 days. So you might not like the idea. It could go up, could go down, could go sideways. But I mean, with this, sideways, it might be the best freaking thing to guess. Or slideways. Just get stuck in this channel. Why? Because it's the most prominent portion of this 12-year channel. Second, it already spent 2 years sliding in it. No pun or innuendos intended with that. Sounds like you're describing being 2 years into marriage. It's horrible. I shouldn't have said that. But anyway, yeah, so I would have to reassess after that point. I don't want to make guesses how it behaves directly after that. Outside of it does bounce from there. It might not bounce very high, and then it might go under it, use it as resistance, and come down here. I really don't know. That would not be my first guess. I think I would guess slideways or some consolidation, get above, slide on this for a while, and then go up. Those would be my two guesses. So kind of like, actually, this might be, how long is this sideways? How long is that accumulate? It's only 42 days. That might be long enough. Yeah. This is kind of like an abbreviated version. I think if I had to redraw this, I would make this section about the same, but I would copy this and put it on top of here and then join that. Oh, and so it'd be like, actually, I'll just show you. More consolidation on top. And it might have to do it twice. How long is that? That's almost a year. And that hits a 45-degree angle. And that's a little too high. That's too big of a failure pattern. Right there. Where's the weekly 21? This might change my analysis a little bit. Hold on. Ooh, it went below it. I didn't expect it to go below it that drastically. So went below it. The yellow line hit the top of it, hit the top of the point of control, then hit the top of the channel. Went below it, hit the bottom of the channel. Got rejected. Okay, so I would use the weekly 21 in conjunction with this. So what you're going to be able to do is, if this one guess is wrong, which it has a very good chance of being wrong. I just made one single guess, right? And I'm not a whale, and I can't, I'm not a big bank who can even influence this at nothing. So what I would do to figure out, hey, so from now till about 60 days, I'm probably going to be right. But like, very likely. It's just an easy analysis, right? With the way this is. Like I said, I have the best Dixie chart you will find. No other person is going to have a nicer, cleaner, more accurate chart. I think. And if you do find them, share that person. I would love to see who would, I like to learn from other people. Anyway, so, but this weekly 21 here, look at this. That's where I would start being wrong. If it gets stuck under here and driven down. But until this weekly 21 is crunching down on price, which is essentially a negative pressure squeeze play, a bearish squeeze. It's not necessarily a squeeze, but it's getting squeezed between a straight line and an EMA, kind of a squeeze down. Until that happens, though, this is almost exactly what's going to. This is by far the best guess of what's going to happen over the next 2 months. If I had to do a second guess, the second most probable thing still hits this, then busts out, and then comes down and goes to like at this point without all this consolidation. That would be my second guess. So yeah, it would hit here, go above, then use it as support, which is pretty similar, but that means it gets above the yellow line more quickly, right? I just don't think it's going to happen at first pass. I think it's going to come up to 106 and change exactly as this is coming down, and it's going to get rejected. And if it's going to go above it, it will be the second pass, which means it has to go sideways 60 days. Because we already know it's going to hit this line. And it's probably not going to go above until the yellow line is here, based off history. And it's going to charge up almost exactly timing because when two important lines cross, is this an important line? Yeah. It might be the second, tied for the first most important line on this chart. over the last 12 years. Is the weekly 21 important? Hell yeah. So when two important lines cross, what habit does it, what effect does it have on price usually? Like over 51% of the, or over 50% of the time. It sucks price into it. It can suck price down into it, or it can suck price up into it, depending on its orientation to price. So that's why at that exact moment, like I think it's going to hit the line very close to where I have it, because I have a timer. It will be, if it does it, it'll probably be pretty close. So right now, my analysis is saying that it's going to go, it's not going to make all-time highs for over a year. I don't see it happening. I think it has to get back. I think it's got to get rejected from the lower high area, then come down and consolidate, and then try it. Hey, I'll call you. Can I call you back in about 5 minutes? At this number? All right, perfect. Bye. Okay. Oop, I forgot to hit stop recording. Somebody told me to get a shrink, so I called a shrink. No, I'm just joking. That was one of the comments on my channel. Get a shrink. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's cold outside. I'm already shrunk enough. No. There is still a chance, though, that the volatility play, because of the market, it is possible that it does just go straight up to one. The chart does not read that. That is, but not my main guess. However, if I'm wrong, which, again, there's a good chance past 60 days that I am wrong, that is one way I could be wrong. Because it does have the habit of, being like volatile to the downside and doing another thing. But in this case, I don't think so, because it didn't bounce off the top of the point of control. It's at the bottom, and it has the yellow coming charging on it. So it's going to be similar to what happened here back in 2017. So what's happening with Dixie right now is extraordinarily similar to where it was from in July 2017. And what's about ready to happen will be just like this, but zooming into this portion, this 5 or 6 month area. So right now, Bitcoin is here. Where it could deviate is here. So first pass, it's not going to get above this damn thing. It's going to come up, hit this line roughly at the same time it crosses. Here it was a little after, okay, whatever. I'm guessing it's going to happen exactly at the same time. So yellow comes over here. But anyway, roughly at the same time, it won't pass it at first pass, has to come back down, and then the second time it will go. I don't know if it'll repeat. So all of this should be about the same, and it should hit the bottom line again, and it should come up to the yellow line a second time. But that's where the big question mark comes into play. Which way does it go? Well, at that point, you don't need to guess. Why? Because you can go to the 5-minute and 30-minute candles and figure out how is it interacting with that line. Is it generally above it or generally below it? Well, regardless of closures, if the 5-minute candles are generally above it for a 3-day period, it's probably going to go up. You're going to be able to tell. So it doesn't matter guessing here. It will be obvious, right? So can I zoom in on this, like on some time frame like the 4-hour? Or even like the 1 hour? Well, let me. I don't think I can go that far back on. Let's try the 2 hour. I want to show you this. Watch. Like, it was obvious. I'm telling you. And it's probably going to be obvious again. Yes. All right. Perfect. Okay. So the very first pass already assumed that it's going to hit this and come down, because it's not going to pass both of these on its first try. Just not how it works typically. So here. This is what we're focused on. This is the weekly 21 EMA, one of the main tools you need on your Dixie chart. Was this obvious that it was going to go down? Did it make a pattern? Something I've said probably 8 to 10 times on this live stream about resistances on other coins, including Bitcoin. One of my favorite ways to get rejected, which I've covered literally 5 times on this now 2.5 hour stream, rejection, failure pattern. Super obvious. It's almost perfect. It's not quite perfect. It would have been more perfect had this wick been here exactly. So the 3-minute candles might have been a little tricky here because it did blast up through it, went below it, blasted up through it again, and then tanked. So, but on this time frame, it was obvious. On the 3-minute, exactly at this moment in time, which I can't use the 3-minute anymore for this, but because it's too far back, but it probably wasn't that obvious. I'll give you that. But on the 1 hour, 2 hour, and above, very, very obvious. Rejection, failure pattern, done. Right? And you will have this in about 60 days on DXY. Like, this situation is going to happen. It is a question of when, not if. And it's probably going to happen within 60 to 80 days. Maybe 50 to 80 days. Could happen a little sooner. There you go. That's DXY.